Ice fishing is a way of life up here in the Midwest. The cold weather does not keep a lot of people inside in the winter, but you do have to be careful, especially early in the season. And we have some experts with us today, Scott Brewer and Kyle Agri, partners in Brewer Agri Outdoors and co-hosts of weekly Gone Outdoors radio program. Great to have you guys in with us today.
This is great to be here.
So, okay, it's early in the season, but some people, they are just itching to get out on the ice. What is it about ice fishing that people really love around here?
You know, Lisa, it's one of those sports that we embrace in the wintertime, and we're fortunate enough here in our part of the world to have 4 very distinct seasons, and we're going to take advantage, and those folks who love the outdoors are going to take advantage of all of those opportunities.
Yeah, everybody talks outdoor, open water. I love summertime, but ice fishing, people go all out. We think about fancy boats on open water. People go all out with their ice houses this time of year as well.
Well, it's not just ice houses. There's some beautiful, beautiful permanent houses out there. There's portable houses, but ice anglers really tend to literally go all out in all of their equipment. If you go into Shields right now, there is literally more ice fishing tackle available than there is summer tackle.
Really?
I mean, isn't that crazy?
It is.
It's such a short season, and most of the avid ice anglers literally have just as much equipment.
Okay, so we do hear about, you know, early season ice fishing accidents and people not being ready, or the ice not being ready and people not being very careful. What can you share with people? Because you know people are excited to get out there, but can you tell them to slow down, or what's the advice?
You know what, the best advice we can give is to be aware of the conditions as you go out on the ice. And early ice can be a great time to catch fish and be out, you know, enjoying that sport, but we have to make sure we know that the ice is going to support us and our gear. That's a really important factor. There's some tips that we always recommend, some gear we recommend to bring along, but we want to make sure that folks are taking those precautions before they venture out.
Okay.
You know, and one thing I'd like to add is make sure that you get the information yourself. A lot of people will go out to a lake and they'll see a 4-wheeler out on the lake and they'll think, hey, this lake's okay. You still need to check it for yourself. Your safety is up to you. It's not up to somebody else that's on the lake. You always need to check it every time you go out.
Let's talk a little bit about what you brought in here, because these seem like some must-have pieces if you're going to be out. And I should mention, some of the video we're seeing is it's deer season, so some of the deer hunters are out, but you're seeing the ice out there as well. This is kind of the time of the year where you see everybody wanting to get out on the frozen water. So what are some of the must-have pieces that you brought with us?
So a couple of things we brought is a rope. You know, probably the most important safety feature for early ice fishing is to bring a buddy. Don't go out there alone, bring somebody with you, and also have a plan so that when you go out, somebody knows where you're at in case there's a problem. So
yeah, you sent us this top 4 reminders list here, and you just said the first 2. Tell someone where you're going, when you'll be back. Number 2, go with a buddy. Number 3 is test the ice.
Test the ice. And that's what this is for. This is a spud bar. This is a smaller version. A lot of guys use tall ones so that you can use this as you walk. And when you're walking out early ice, you want to make sure that you poke that ice, you know, hit it hard. And if it goes through, it gives you a good indication if there's unsafe ice. So you should always have that when you go out.
A couple other things to make sure that we have along. Have something for flotation, and a personal flotation device is a great piece of equipment. Inflatable devices that inflate automatically if and when someone goes into the water. They also have available float suits. Now they look like just an ordinary parka and set of bibs, but they actually contain a breathable flotation liner. The advantage with the float suits is that when you're wearing it, it actually floats you in a horizontal position. And so instead of having to pull yourself out of the ice, you're in an advantageous position where you can crawl or roll out to safety.
I love it. It just takes a little planning ahead to keep yourself safe. We're running out of time, but where can people hear you, find you, get more information? Because you guys are enthusiasts for sure.
Well, this weekend you can come out to Shields Ice Fest. You know, if you need any equipment, Shields is having, we call it the ultimate ice fishing event in the region, or the premier ice fishing event. That's this coming Friday and Saturday. Kyle and I are emceeing the event, so we'll be there the whole time. Stop out, talk ice fishing. Otherwise, you can hear us every Saturday morning on KFGO Radio with our Gone Outdoors radio show.
So fun to visit with you guys. We need more time. Next time, we'll have you back on.
Yes.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
Lisa.
Have a good day. All right, we'll be right back here on North Dakota Today.